So the testes maintain masculinity. That is why as the function of the testes deteriorates, you see older men, the female hormone in us, because we all have male and female hormones. We produce estrogen in a gland called the adrenal gland in the body. But that estrogen is taken off by the liver. But as we get older, as our testosterone decreases, the estrogen remains, and you will see men now having breasts. You see 85-year-old man sitting in his easy chair, you see as if he has breasts. It's because of the female hormone that is there. As that goes on, his erectile function will also be depleting. His erectile function will also be depleting. Now, this lecture is, we're all men here, but it's a lecture for elderly people. We have not talked about women much, but when menopause comes, after menopause at between 45 to 50, some may extend up to 55, the womb, that is the uterus, will shrink in size. The ovaries will also diminish in size. But they also have issues with their cervix, that is the opening of the womb. You will have heard of cervical cancer. And there are changes as they get older that predispose them to that cancer. So it's an area that we need to watch in our wives, in our sisters, in our aunties, and in our mothers. Now the ovaries too become diminutive as you get older, and the function reduces tremendously. Now the chronic diseases that are most common are diabetes, hypertension, and joint pains, arthritis. That is in the blood. There's a level that is compatible, and that is controlled by insulin. Insulin is produced by the pancreas. There is an organ that is at the back of the belly that is called the pancreas. It produces insulin, and that insulin controls the sugar. It makes the body tissues to utilize sugar. So the one that is remaining in the bloodstream is within a range of 60 to 90 milligram percent, 60 to 90. So it's good that you do sugar tests from time to time. They call it fasting blood sugar. You go to a lab before you take your breakfast, but before 9 a.m., you do your sugar to check. It's more accurate than testing urine. You can also test urine, because when sugar is excess in blood, it spills into the urine. So you can do a urine test. But it's important to do that test so that, especially if there is a family history of diabetes. High blood pressure too is very common. It's very common, and it's good that you screen to make sure that, yes, it's good that you make sure that if you have it, it's detected early. The other diseases that are more common as we get older are cognitive disorders. Cognitive disorders, that is, things to do with the function of the brain, especially Alzheimer's and memory issues. They are very common. They are very common. Yes, they are very common, and they cause a lot of problems. You know, that is dementia. You know, it can be so serious it can be so serious that a 75, 80-year-old person will not recognize the wife. He will not recognize the children. Very serious. And I've seen intellectuals, somebody that headed a research institute, have it. And they will fly into Miami and they say, where are we? They say, we are in Itohan's house. You say, who's Itohan? That's the daughter. They will go and visit his daughter in America, enter there, see her, and they will say, where are we? And they say, we are in your daughter's house. You say, who's so called? It's horrible. So, there are things that can happen, and mental health, most of the things, mental health is also very important as we get older. Mental health deteriorates. And then, of course, we must be conscious of social isolation and loneliness. And that is why, at the beginning, I congratulated you for this. I congratulated you for this. Because if you can come together nationally, it means you are active locally. It means you are networking individually. But this time you thought it was appropriate that all of you come together in one city to have a reunion after 44 years. Now, strategies that we should adopt. You can guess that the first one will be regular exercise. This is all in the social media. It's all in the social media. Physical activity, physical exercise, regularly. Lost a lot of salt from sweating. Curiously, our soil, Nigeria, West Africa, African soils are not rich in sodium. So our kidneys, over the years, over centuries, evolved by evolution to take every salt that is in the food, to absorb every salt. So that was the situation until 1890-something, when the Europeans came. In 1903, 1907, when they make a diagnosis of high blood pressure in Lagos, Accra, Lusaka, it's breaking news. They publish it in a medical journal that somebody has been seen with high blood pressure in Lagos or in Ibadan or in Accra or in Uganda. They will publish it in an article. It was so rare. But that black man, that outdoor black man, physical, that is sweating in the sun to make his living, now started working as a white-collar person. By 1919, Africans were working indoors with either fan or AC in the office. Some had risen to a position where they have air-conditioned houses. So there's no more physical activity. There's no loss of sweat. You are now indoors, and you are still eating the same amount of salt like before. Hypertension spiraled. It now became common case, reported from everywhere. And by post-independence, it became like epidemic. Until this was analyzed and people were now to look, you must not add salt to your food. In fact, if you use seasonings like Maggi and all those things, no need to add salt again. The bedrock of high blood pressure is increased sodium within our blood and our system.
There's no further addition of salt.
That's the wahala now. Let me tell you, it's a terrible thing. I know somebody who told me, say, look, Oga, I don't chop salt. My wife doesn't chop pepper. Food is so uninteresting. Imagine food without salt and pepper. And Emma was told the same thing. Don't take salt, don't take pepper, don't take sugar. He said, Kai. What?
Something must kill a man. Something must kill a man.
So regular exercise. When you do exercise, if you have not done exercise for a while, and regular exercise, I mean like walking, swimming, football. Well, football, doubles in lawn tennis, and basketball and volleyball are exercises that are recommended. And I must say that going back to St. John's College, you find out that these sports were there. I think starting from 1970, starting from myself, we won volleyball and basketball for 10 years in this state. I remember myself here. I was very young. We were considered very young then. But I played lawn tennis every Saturday and Sunday. I want to be champion for the day. That meant that after Mass, I'll go to tennis court and be playing. And nobody will defeat me until evening. And I still play the tennis till today. Balanced diet. Balanced diet. I've talked about diet before. Proteins, carbohydrates, fruits, nuts, vegetable. Balanced diet. Very, very important. Very important to have balanced diet. And again, if you remember at St. John's College, we had an orchard. I don't know if it was there during your time. The mango trees, cashew trees, nobody would pluck. Nobody would touch them. When it's time for lunch, they will pluck them, they will share for everybody. Wonderful. So we had balanced diet. And of course, the Americans, they brought cornmeal, they brought cornflakes and other things from America to subsidize what we are getting. Adequate sleep and rest. Adequate sleep and rest. This is very important. Very important. For those who are in boarding school, St. John's College, I was always siesta. Siesta. And then lights out was 9:45. 9:45. Because the next day you must get up and go and get water. So it was very, very balanced life that we were brought up with. Now, so sleep. 8 hours of sleep. 1 or 2 hours in the afternoon, and at least 6 hours at night. I even tell busy executives, like senior prefects, when they come and say, look, even in your office, shut the door, put your feet on another chair, and recline. Say, no staff, no visitor. For at least 30-45 minutes. It does a lot of good. It does a lot of good. Some people come and say, look, they have a erectile problem in the evening. And I say, look, you work all day. You work all day and you go home, you still want to perform. Did you take a nap? And I just prescribe that. And they come back and tell me, say, doctor, that didn't work. Oh. The day I'm able to rest in the afternoon, I can perform at night. At night, in your house, to your one wife. Did you hear me? I say at night, in your own house, with your one wife. No side chico. So, adequate sleep and rest, and then staying hydrated. Mentioned it before. It's under the strategy, staying hydrated. As we get older, the test stimulus decreases. So drink water as a routine, not because you're thirsty. Then, of course, comply with medications. If you're on medication for anything, comply. That is, see your doctor regularly, and whatever medications you are given, ask questions about them, know about them, search about them, and then comply with the medications that you're giving. Yeah, strategies for mental health, social connections and community engagement, which is what you are doing now. Social connections, maintain them. Old Boys Association, your town's progressive union, your village and family meetings, attend them. Be up to date. You go to a village meeting, I derive a lot of pleasure. Even that day, we were at home during the burial. I sat down. As we sat there, and they brought food and drinks, my cousin came and said, "Hey, where? Charlie, get up. This one is for Iyamo family." That one said, he replied, everything was just fun. Just fun. You look at the whole burial thing, you just see that it's social security. This my uncle had not been home for 20 years. He was very ill. He had a cognitive problem. He had dementia. Once he leaves the house, we have to make television announcement to find him. So he was indoors. The first thing, our family meeting in Benin here say we must pay 150,000. That he has not been attending meeting with us. I said, but I attend the meeting. My two other brothers attend the meeting. So why we are attending? This man, okay, all these 20 years, did you go and visit him?
No.
So after all that engagement, we said, okay, Irama, bring 50,000. We didn't want to push, but we gave him. Because I know it's for the community. Yes. Got to the burial and they were paying the hand. This one to the elders' family in that quarter, this one to this one to this one. Then I said, okay, now I'm the eldest. Gitseme, where's my own? You, any other burial, marriage, collect my own and be keeping from you. Brother, they have changed the rules. I said, no, what do you mean? I said, now that it's my turn. No, I won't agree. Similarly, 20 years ago, when my father passed, before he passed, when I wanted to build a house in Fuga, my mother was ready to pay for the land. But my father said, no, you can't pay for land. Your grandfather reclaimed this land. You are a prince of this community. You can't pay for land. Let the people farming there vacate it. You know, it took time. Delayed me for 2 years. But I became more interested. So when they split the village into quarters, and I told them, I said, look, my grandfather's kindred, we are many enough to be a village. I said, Doctor, it's true you are talking. So I ensured that they created our village and I'm the village head. So I'm an Okhimos for the past 20 years. But I have not aspired to go higher. But now I'm in the scheme of things. Because our people are very quick to say, Sikil Agapo, they are educated, they don't care, they don't want, they don't mind. I say, no, we are interested. Be interested in your community. At this age, be interested in what goes on in your village. Now they call me and say, look, they have plucked all the ogbono something or the cocoa from the farm. I say, okay. Doctor, what do we do with it? I say, sell it. That woman that couldn't pay fees, go and give it to her to go and pay school fees. You know? So don't overlook these things and say, oh, you're in the city. You are an elite. You are not interested. Be interested. It's one of the things you can give back to the society too.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, yes, your cognitive stimulation I told you just now that my uncle for 20 years lost memory. It's becoming more common. I told you that I was the head of a research institute who cannot recognize the children. Dementia, Alzheimer's. One of the things you can do is to still participate in intellectual things. Not necessarily strong academic, just plain Ludo. Things that can task your thinking and imagination. Puzzles, skills, learn new skills, draft. If you are not busy, especially in retirement, partake in them. They will help sustain your mental function. Then, of course, find ways to release stress, socials, attend parties, attend wedding ceremonies as they come. Although it shouldn't be too exhausting that. I mean, Saturday, Sunday, you are attending church activities. Then you seek professional help when needed. But as I said earlier, this that you have done is very, very important. There's also a prescription that you give back. You should give back to society. It's very gratifying to do that. So, if there are any of your classmates who are not here for this, it's incumbent to find out why they are not here. If it was because they had difficulty with transport or the economy is rough on them, that's why they couldn't afford to come to Benin, find out what is happening. The excess, if you had raised some money for this and little is left, you can still send it back to St. John's College for them to. I know you must be doing that. I attend the meeting in Benin here, the St. John's College Old Boys in Benin. I attend like once in a quarter. My brother is the president now, Momoh. I don't know, I can't remember his set, but is he? Okay, yes. So he's your junior. Yes, is the president. So I get to know what is happening. And Ignatius Agbohade is the national president. Yes. So as giving back at different levels is very important. It's very gratifying. It keeps you in touch with reality and is highly recommended. Now, as we wind down, these are some of the tests that you can do routinely on an annual basis. Routinely. Fasting serum lipid profile. Okay, that is the one that measures cholesterol and all that. But don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed by the results you get from the lab. There's a difference between the lab results and the lab report. There's a difference. There's also a difference between an ultrasound scan report and an ultrasound scan result. What you get from either an automated machine or done by a technician is a result. When the expert in that area comments on it, it becomes a report. So even if you do a test and they say the cholesterol is elevated, don't be alarmed. Take it to a doctor, specifically an endocrinologist, and he will tell you, he will interpret the result for you. It becomes a report. So that will not tell you whether you need to do anything about it or not. Because a lot of reports are flying all over, a lot of results are flying all over the place. But make it a duty to go to a good lab, whatever city you are, in Lagos, Warri, Ibadan, Abuja, Kano, Benin, here, Auchi, even Auchi, they have good labs. Do tests at least once a year. Fasting serum lipids, electrolytes and urea. Electrolytes is blood chemistry. It will measure sodium, potassium, chloride, bicarbonate of your blood. And that's your blood chemistry. Then serum calcium and phosphates and uric acids. Very important. Because when you start to have cramps and all that, you need to check your serum calcium. Liver function tests. It's good to do it at least once a year. Liver function tests. Then, of course, the one that is most important is this prostatic specific antigen. Prostatic specific antigen, PSA. I'm sure you've all heard of that you need to do it. Again, the interpretation is on the basis of age. 50 to 60 has a value, a 60 value. Then what you did before the blood sample was taken is also important. If a doctor had examined the prostate, you shouldn't take the blood again, because once you touch the prostate gland and you rub it, your PSA will go up. If you pass hard feces before you do the PSA, the value will not be correct. So again, the interpretation is very subjective. So if you have a high PSA, don't get alarmed. See a doctor. You may need to repeat it, and it will be interpreted in context. The women have to do mammogram. Mammogram, that is soft X-ray of the breast. Those X-rays of the breast, they can detect cancer 2 years before the best doctor can detect it with his hands. So cancer that is the size of a grain of uncooked rice can be detected by mammogram 2 years before a doctor can feel it. So after the age of 45, 50, our wives, our sisters should do mammogram every other year, once in 2 years. It will pick up breast cancer before a doctor can feel it. By the time a doctor is feeling it, it is early disease. Similarly, the cervix, that's the opening of the womb. The opening of the womb called cervix. Cancer of the cervix is quite common, but it has manifestations long before it becomes symptomatic. One of the early symptoms is that the woman who has already passed menopause will have coitus and bleed outside the menstrual cycle. And once, twice, then they have a look and they see that something is gone wrong with the cervix. Now, there is a smear, a pap smear. There is a test that the women can do. Like every year, every other year, they just take a specimen from there, put it on a slide, look at it under the microscope, and they tell you the type of cells they are seeing there, whether they have a predisposition, a predilection to become cancerous. So it's a very important test for our daughters, our sisters, our aunties, and our mothers. Fasting blood sugar, mentioned earlier, is a test that you should do at least once a year, so that if you are disposed to diabetes, it will be picked up. And then electrocardiogram. Electrocardiogram is a test, chest X-ray electrocardiogram is to check the heart, ECG. You do that. And then full blood count. Conclusion. You can see that aging is complex process. Progressive reduction in function and anatomy, affecting all organs of the body. The call to action is to adopt the strategies that we have outlined. Exercise, balanced diet, good nutrition, and social contacts, social network. Very important, so that you can maintain your cognitive, mental health. Thank you for listening.
This is glorious. Let's be seated. For me, this is the best medical lecture I've received in my entire life. Yes. I mean, as he was talking about all of that, he was talking about the tests and all the things we need to do. I do comprehensive tests at least 4 times every year. That's all that he was saying. PSA, sugar level, fasting blood sugar, liver, kidney function. As a matter of fact, I just did one last week. And those are things that we need to use, common sense. The Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. The body needs to be protected. We need to take care of it, and the responsibility is ours. So all this that we are saying is for the same reason we have to do our reunion next year. We will do it. Yes. Because there's so much Prof said that I never knew. Talking about the reasons why some of these organs, they grow weak with age. It's reality. It's medical science. It is what you know that can help you. The knowledge you don't have, the information you don't have, is like a snare that drives you to your early grave. And sometimes things that you can deal with, you go say, "Nah, whole trouble." Meanwhile, you are doing what you are not supposed to do, and you are not doing what you are supposed to do. Like we said yesterday, 99.99% of the crises we have, especially when we are aging, are because of ignorance. So, my brothers, next year we'll go do another reunion. Amen. Yes. And as knowledgeable as some of us think we are only fixated on our profession. Like Sam can talk about, I put it to you. Jonathan, I put it to you. Those are legal language for lawyers. But for us, for engineers, you say, are you sure that this quality of this material is good enough for this construction? That is what I know. Without paying attention to the quality of my own body. Our brother Paul is talking about building. How many bags of cement can make 1 cubic meter of concrete? Paul, don't lie. Now so, they look at an area that is always neglected. And the most important part of our living is our health. Health is wealth. As a matter of fact, if you are close to some of these billionaires you hear, private jets and all of that, when they are traveling, the first thing they take now their medication. They go pack their medication for a bag. So when you have a challenge that you are dealing with, don't be scared. Don't be afraid that you are alone. You are not alone. It's a part of the aging process. The devil can put fear in you. You know, go village. I built my house in Igode in 1997. I no fear. At that level, people go say home trouble. There's nothing like home trouble. Now they grow up, they no kill me when I'm small. Now they won't kill me. So all of all, like Prof just said, give back to your community. Give back to the society. You are sowing seed. So don't be afraid. If we are not doing well financially, don't think that somebody somewhere in your village is responsible. Ask yourself, what am I bringing to the table? What is it that I have that people can pay me money for me to earn a living? Those are basic questions we must ask. So if you have retired or you have not been blessed financially, don't think somebody is responsible. Don't be afraid to go to your village. As a matter of fact, the spirit realm is a spirit realm. Whether you hide for Lagos or Kano, they see you. If you believe in that, so be free. If they don't kill you when you be 20, now when you don't reach 60 years, then they won't kill you. So that also give you a peace of mind to live with your family members, to live with your friends, just as we are here now. After 44 years, I've not seen more than 6 of us. And look at the bonding. I've been at peace since yesterday. Sharing each other's burden, talking with each other, knowing the challenges we are going through, and better to help ourselves, not to go and raise money for burial. Raise money to support our businesses for us to grow now. Than when you don't die, we're going to raise money to give your children, to give your wife. No, it is now we need to support and help each other. And that's why I think we have to put more emphasis, more effort, reach out to those who are not here, that we need to come together and bond. This medical lecture, I'm sure, is recorded.
Yes.
Again, it's very rich. It's very rich. Please, let's take care of ourselves by doing the basic thing that he has mentioned. Oh, very great. How many of us do checks like fasting blood sugar, PSA, liver kidney function? How many? Yes, it's important. I do at least 3 times a year. I'm not they play with them. I don't play with it. An exercise. Yes, an exercise. How many of you do exercise? Walking, even taking a walk. Taking a walk is important. Yes, yes. Yes, you can do bed press up. Yes. So again, many thanks to Prof for this lecture. Is so enriching. I'm blessed, And now it's time for questions, and whatever it is that you want to ask, you can ask Prof, and you throw some more light on what he has lectured us on. Question time.
But even then, I still partake in it. Yes, I walk around my house 20 times in the morning, and that gives me 6,000 footsteps. This wristwatch is not working now, but shows it. The digital wristwatch, it shows the number of steps you have taken. So I walk around my compound, inside my gate. When I finish that, in about 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I go to the farm. I show him weed here. Remove this one. I have cassava, yam, corn, okra, all the vegetables that we normally buy, I have it grown in an empty plot opposite my house and inside my house. But without that, my gate man, that farming is not physically exerting enough. And of course, there are others who say they are farmers. Their own is just supply the money, the fertilizer, and everything, and people are working there. The type of farming that is enough is when you cut you are the one that is weeding, either with cutlass or with a mower or harvesting. That's the farming that is going to be physically exerting enough to maintain, to give you adequate exercise. So 8,000 steps is prescribed for us, 8,000 steps daily. That's footsteps. But when I do 6,000 without my walk around in the morning, by the time I go to my clinic, within the hospital, move around, I attain 8,000, 9,000, sometimes 10,000. Yes, so if your work does not allow you to walk around much, then look for an opportunity to walk every day. Either if it's safe for you along your street, you do that. If you live in an estate that is safe, you can do that. But because of kidnapping and everything, the fear is there. Let somebody not go and say, enter this car while you are jogging in the morning or walking in the morning. Although it has died down, but one thing that you should do is, with this exercise, is that you should do what is sustainable and what you can do constantly. What is not good is intermittent. You do it, you work on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you don't. Thursday, you wake up. If you do it consistently, no matter how small, it's better. Yes.
If you have an iPhone and an Apple Watch, it keeps on the records. You see it yourself, your BP, the heartbeat, the distance you have covered, the number of steps. It helps you to check your daily routine exercise, and it's very good.
Yes, question, please.
Because of the nature, we understand that sometimes when something is so interesting to be the nature of this kind, one may not want to miss out. He tries to, maybe we are older ones, we try to hold on to our urine and not evacuate the urine as at when due. That residual urine that is, retained, is it capable of causing damage to one's prostate gland? Is it capable of causing damage to one's prostate gland?
So the residual urine that is always in the bladder is not a threat to the prostate glands. The problem with residual urine is that urine is a solution. And from basic chemistry, you know that a solution is made up of a solvent and a solute. So, and once urine is stagnant, any fluid that is stagnant can sediment. So if you put urine in a cup now, by evening time you see particles under. You see particles under the bottle or wherever you put it. So it is in the bladder. So if you have residual urine and you are also not moving about, you are sedentary, you are not moving about, the urine in the bladder will sediment, particles will come out of it, and before you know, they become stones. You hear the person has bladder stones. Before you know, the bladder stone is now a foreign body, because it's not normal for the body to have stones in the bladder. And once you have a foreign body, you are predisposed to infection. So a chain of things starts. That infection can now spread to the prostate gland and cause high PSA. So it's good to evacuate your bladder completely. What many people do, when you finish passing urine, you either spend a long time there to pass out everything, or when you pass urine, you take about 20 steps or 30 steps, come back, you see you pass the remaining one. You will notice, if you are in God is good mode, a public transport, you see young people come out to pass urine. The young men will pass urine and come back to the vehicle. The old men will stay behind and still be passing urine for a long time, because the stream is poor. The pressure coming out is poor. There is residual urine. So they wait, some will juggle their body like this, and then that residual urine will come out. Some will take 10, 15 steps, come back, and the urine will come out. So then you will now notice that they will tell you, oh, that increases the number of times you are going to the toilet. You are going to use the restroom, either in the office or at home. But there is no shame in it. Evacuate the residual urine. When you pass urine, you know it's not enough complete. Move around a bit and come back. Within 1 minute or 2 minutes, pass out the remaining one. Thank you. Yep.
Thank you so much for the wonderful lecture. My own concern is we are all men here. Over the years, I've noticed that men tend to die earlier than women. They just go there, work for family. Before you know it, man is gone. In fact, if you look at this class now, if I ask them, how many of us have fathers? Maybe 1 or 2 person, or nobody. But if you ask us mothers, you can see a number of people where we see we have having mothers. I have one. I know a number of us will still be having their mothers. So what make men to die so early? I mean, what is the issue? Can you help us? Thank you.
I think it's very obvious now. It's the burden and responsibilities of family life rest solely on the man. It rests solely on the man. There are basic things that make men, that take a toll on men. First of all, men do more hazardous jobs. Military, police, driving, things, where on the areas of unnatural death affect mostly men. Then, when it comes to the stress and responsibilities of maintaining the family, is the man that has that burden more than the woman. Women are loving, they are caring for the children, but you are the one that is challenged to give your children the best education that they can have. In fact, I told you I had 2 stresses as I was preparing this lecture, and I was going to ask, is there anybody that works in the University of Lagos here? Because in the last 10 days, my youngest child did a post-UTME in the University of Lagos for medicine. She's the only one of my 6 children that wants to read medicine. The others didn't read. So I'm very particular about it. And she's very brilliant. She had 317 in JAMB. My senior children are in Lagos. They're all in Ikoyi, Lekki, in Lagos. So she says she wants to go to University of Lagos. My wife is a professor in the University of Benin. I retired as professor from there. She said no, she doesn't want Benin. So she went to Lagos to write pursuit EME. And University of Lagos conducted their pursuit EME with an AI app that picks up everything as exam malpractice. If, as they are doing the exam, a Yoruba man shouts OTO along the corridor, is expo. If the fan, there was no light when they started, and the fan comes on, wah, 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 it's exam malpractice. So AI has flagged many of them as exam malpractice. Until now, they have not released the results. I now try to go to private university, Babcock, Bayes, Nile, everywhere they are full already. So you can imagine the stress I'm going through. My youngest child, I can't put her in medical school with 317 in JAMB. You know? So men have that burden. If your child is, yesterday I saw a guy, 35-year-old boy, as the parents were with me, as the mother was with me in the clinic, complaining of headache. Another person called to say that their 35-year-old son said, I've left the house for you people. I'm going. You know, he has mental problem. And immediately they said it, the mother said, I better make it a go. I don't tire. The father started shaking, shivering. Then the mother turned and said, this morning, you gave him 20,000. He came to you. The man said, did I know what he was going to do with it? Do I know? You know, you could see that the man was almost dropping dead. You know? As he was there, the sister called from America, called daddy. Daddy, why are you doing like this? Why did you give him money? Don't you know he's going to take drugs? Why did you know that he's going to... The man almost died in my presence. Meanwhile, the mother said, I beg, let them leave me alone. I know. Yes. You know? So men have... Yes. If God forbid, they seize your son's wife, your son is arrested, it's the men that bear the burden. When they mention school fees, everything is the man. Everything, roof is blown off, is the man. Your borehole pump, water pump is not working. Is it your wife that will go and repair borehole? It's you. A bill, you. DSTV subscription is you. You may be the one that watches the television list, but when it comes to paying, you are the one. So the burden on men is Herculean. So that's why you must adopt these strategies: exercise, rest, social communication, networking, to make sure that you are in good health. Thank you.
My name is William Iteden. In the course of the lecture, you mentioned that men do have breast.
Yes, they can develop breast.
Yeah, they can develop breast. And we wanted to know what is the real cause, because you see them, the breast will be like woman's own.
You know, I said that both men and women, we have the two hormones. We have the two hormones. You notice some women have beards. They also have testosterone produced in the adrenal gland. Yes, women have the male hormone, but very little. It's always a balance. So in men, the testosterone is more. That makes us masculine, voice, muscles, hair distribution, physical strength, testosterone. But we also have estrogen, the female hormone produced in the adrenal gland. But as I said, it's usually removed by the liver. When the testosterone that normally counters it depletes, when it goes down, the estrogen will go up. That's why you develop breast. It's the estrogen that goes up that makes us develop breasts.
Does it make somebody die early?
No. It will reduce your erectile function. You won't be able to.
Good afternoon, mate. Prof, thank you very much for your lecture. Duberu Momoh is my name. Duberu Agbosimie Momoh is my name. Yes. Prof, thank you again for your lecture. We really enjoyed it. My question is concerning about liver problem. I have a couple of friends. They drink a lot. Every day. They don't have Saturday, they don't have Sunday drinking. Each time I tell them, you have liver problem, say no. God forbid. It's not my portion. I also know some. They abstain. They don't drink. They don't womanize. They only take bottled water, but they have liver problem. What is the cause, sir?
Yes. Most things in medicine, you don't really have outright causes. What we say that certain things predispose you to some diseases. They call them risk factors. Alcohol is really a risk factor for liver disease, both what they call cirrhosis of the liver, liver cancer, and liver failure. Alcohol is. But like you said, some people would drink and never have any problem. Then some will not. They won't drink, but they will have. But alcohol is not the only reason for liver disease. The most important factor is malnutrition, especially in infancy. Malnutrition. Many people are malnourished, especially in the 60s and 70s. Many children were malnourished from birth, what they call kwashiorkor and marasmus. So at that stage, your liver has been destroyed. It just takes time for it to show, to manifest. So that may be it. There are other risk factors, like you will have heard about cigarette smoking and lung cancer. Those who smoke 26 of cigarettes a day for 20 years is equal to lung cancer. But there are people that have never smoked, like Ganifa Wahimi, the big lawyer. He never smoked. He was a very disciplined man. And when he had this irritating cough, we missed it in Nigeria. Went to Lut, went to everywhere, they didn't. Because they just knew that he was a very disciplined Muslim, very disciplined man. He didn't smoke. So they were thinking of tuberculosis. And his social status was against tuberculosis. They were, can he have TB? TB is for poor people in crowded accommodation and all that. So he went to London and they took a specimen and they found out it was lung cancer. It was lung cancer. Then they started remembering that he was severally detained in dungeons, underground cells with smoke, bailing into the cells and all that. So passive smoking, they may have been responsible for it. So there are risk factors for a lot of diseases. But you must, there may be underlying factors. Your advice to them is very good. Honestly, I advise everybody, no cigarette. Cigarette smoking is at the bottom, is a risk factor for all cancers, all. Not just lung cancer, pancreatic cancer, colon cancer, liver cancer, cigarette smoking is at the bottom. Same thing with alcohol. Alcohol weakens you, and alcohol induces the liver. Alcohol is broken down in the liver. So when you take alcohol, your liver enzymes grow. So, and most drugs have an alcohol base. That is the formula. The chemical composition of most drugs has alcohol. So when you now take those drugs, the liver destroys them in shorter period. For example, people that take alcohol, the injections will give you to sleep for surgery. When you're expected to wake up after 2 hours, those who drink alcohol, they will wake up in about 45 minutes. So they have to give them more dose to keep them asleep, because their liver enzymes have been induced to destroy alcohol-based medications, and anesthetic drugs that keep you asleep are all alcohol-based. So alcohol is no use. Now, again, at this age, alcohol deadens your senses. That is, it's where you will have been stimulated to have a strong erection. Alcohol will dampen your sensation, and your erection will not be as strong as you want it to be. So, again, it gives you a downside. An old boy came to me recently, and I didn't know. We are friends, we meet in church and everywhere. He came with the wife. The problem was that serious, because it's a second wife and he's much younger. So the two of them came. And in the course of questioning, he said, that for him it's routine. He drinks 1 or 2 bottles a day. I said, every day? He said, yes. I said, one, the cost. Sometimes, a few times, I want to buy beer and I found that it's more than 1,000. You mean this is 1,000? People drink it every day? So I told him, no, you can't. So I told him about cutting off the alcohol, taking a nap in the afternoon, and rest, and a few things. And after a few weeks, he told me that the thing is better, and it's getting better. So that's it. Yeah. Any other question? Yes.
No, it's not. Hello, good day. My own is a worrisome development.
Your own is worrisome.
Yeah, a boy of 30 years. 30. He urinates every 1 hour, maybe minimum of 2 times every day. Calculate the number of hours per day, multiplied by 2. And in the night, this boy can still go urinate in the night, but he will still bed wet. He's a very, very source of, we don't even know what to do. Every day, when you sit there like this in the parlor watching television, continuously, and in the night, he will still bed wet.
Since birth? Is it a recent onset?
It's something that is very ongoing. It's still, as we speak, even this morning now, he's still bed wet. Since when? He started living with me 2021. 30 years. Then I think it's about 5 years now with me.
When did this urinating start?
When he came from village, we noticed he bed wet.
Okay, that is since he was born.
Yes. Because when we now find out from the village, they said the mother did not actually take care of them very well. They normally pack them in one room. We pack there like this, everywhere be smelly. The mother will go and sleep in another place. When he now came to us, he was trying to do the same thing. My children, they can perceive very well. Me, I cannot. Because daddy, there's wee-wee. There's wee-wee. we now discover ECD there, corner. As if this house is very neat, there's not where you can hide, someone will not see. So that's how we discover.
Where are you feeling here?
Lagos.
Let's go to a very specialist hospital. He needs to see a urologist. Go to Lut or Lasut. They will take care of him. They will find the solution. He must have a congenital problem. He must have a deformity, an abnormality that he was born with. That's why. It's not his fault. It's not misbehavior. If you go to a teaching hospital, they will not only give him to a urologist, they will give him to a pediatric urologist. We have specialists in all those areas.
If I speak the minds of my mates, that we're thoroughly blessed, we're awesomely blessed. And I took a lot of things here that I feel I'll pass on to my children, to my wife, and to my dependents. Thank you very much. It was a very rich lecture. We couldn't have gotten a better lecturer than you. We thank you very much, and it will remain in our memories, and we pray that in the next 1 year to come, we will not hesitate to invite you. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Photograph. Yes.